Hi, welcome to Prim. So when we log on to Prim, we see the home page. You can log on using your username and password that was given to you. When you're on the Prim homepage, you can see your logo. You can see the number of active clients you have. You can see the diet due. You can see if there are any upcoming appointments in the next 5 days, any pending payments in the next 2 weeks, and also see the revenue performance chart for the week, for the month, or the full year. Your social media links can be clicked and visited from this icon. And at the bottom, you'll see a list of all your clients. You can even search for the inactive clients or the active clients separately. You can put the name of the client here and search for their names as well, and they'll pop up. For example, you put admin and the names will come here. It'll also give you a count of the total number of clients that you've added, and you can quickly add a new client right from here itself. All you're going to do is choose their name, add their phone number, choose the state, and click on add. A new client is simply added. That's simple to add a new client there. Now you can go to diets and click on create diets. And this is where you actually get to prescribe a full diet for any of your clients. How do you do this? By simply going and choosing the name of a client, clicking on create diet. Now here are a few buttons that may be of value to you, so I'll explain. If you choose a client, see some of these buttons light up. If you click on profile, it'll open up some important details about that client's profile that they have filled in their onboarding form at the time of joining. This gives you a screenshot or a snapshot of, okay, this is what I have to remember. They have an allergy to eggs. Okay, so I'll remember this while making a diet. And otherwise, let's say they're vegetarian, for example. Now I can close this. I can click on health progress. This is the form that they have generally filled. And over the period of time, I have a data of, okay, this is how their health progress is going on. Once I have that data, I can click here to generate an Prim AI generated report of how their health is progressing, so that you have that information before you make a diet. You can even click on the word notes and have a look at any note that you made, where in the client profile page, we were able to make the posted notes. If you go to the client profile page, you'll be able to see that there is a section called notes. There's a tab called notes where you can create like post-its for that particular client. Now these are notes that the client will never be able to see, but this is for your reference and your reading. Okay. And once you have this, it'll by default choose today as a prescription date. You can enter the weight of the client if you want to, choose the unit for the weight. Now you can choose diet from and diet to. So you can choose how many days worth of diet are you making. By default, it will pick up 1 week from today, but you can say, okay, let me say give a 2-day diet. Now if you see, this automatically changed to 2 days, 1 day and 2 days. Next session, whichever is the next session, whenever you're meeting, let's say you are actually meeting the client on 16th, just note down 16th. Okay. Now here, by default, these are some are selected, some are unselected. Now, if you click on show nutrients to client, it means it will show them the macros and the energy that you want your client to see. If you click on show meal time, then it will show them whatever time you choose for the meal, it will show them these times also. If you click on show food weight to client, it will show them, let's say you give them some poha, it will show them this much weight for the food, like as a food weight to the client as well. Like you see, it will show them this weight also. If you click on merge same diets in downloadable PDF, what this does is, if you were to give the exact same diet for these 2 days, for example, it will just add this date plus that date, but the food table will be the common at the bottom, so that another extra page is not added for the exact same diet. This is just, it will just merge the 2 diets, but add the 2 dates on the top. This is a button that says seek diet feedback. Now at the bottom of every diet that you generate, there's a button for your client to click called submit diet feedback. That button will basically be a few questions about that diet that they can write down. I like this meal, or I didn't like this meal, or I had a cheat meal, because that data becomes relevant for you to create your next diet. And if you don't want that data, you can simply unselect this. And you can even choose to show a shopping list in the diet PDF. If you have added a recipe to this particular food, then it can automatically attach that recipe by default as well. How to add recipes and how to add foods is something we will see here under foods and under recipes. But for now, just know that you can attach a recipe by default. Now, step 1 is fill in these details: which client, which date to which date, see what all you want to click and unclick here. Now, whenever I want to make a diet for a particular day, I will click on that date. So for Tuesday, 13 January, if I'm making a diet, I will click on this. When I click on this, it will show me that it will become purple. Now, I can click on, say, I can write meal names here: breakfast, pre-breakfast, post breakfast, lunch, brunch, whatever I want, I can write here. There are some prefed names, but you can, if they say post workout, pre workout, but if there's anything else you want to type here, let's say you want to write post dance meal, you can even write it. It's a full text box. It'll just take whatever you write here, it will accept that. You can even choose whatever time you want to give here. That is not a problem. 3 p.m. right? Now, whatever meal you give it, you can write the name of the meal here, but the foods that you pick here will have to come from this food library. And how we will add foods here is something I will show you in the foods library. But for now, just presume that foods have to be pre-added into the foods library, and then it will pick up the foods that you add. For example, if you added poha and we said have one medium bowl of poha, it will automatically collect the energy, fat, carb, everything here itself. You can even click on this add food recipe link, and if there is any recipe attached created by you under my recipes here, it will automatically give you a suggestion to attach it. Or you can attach recipes from the ones that Prim has made internally. Or the third option is you can even go to YouTube or any blog and pick up any link from there and paste a link here itself. So if you click on that and you save it here, it will automatically attach the recipe here in a clickable link format. Now this link will be clickable, and the client can access that link even on the PDF or on their app. It will just directly take them to that particular link, whatever link you've given. Okay. Now, for example, we've given a food, and with poha, for this particular post-dance meal at 3 p.m., I want to give them something else. So within this meal card, I will add here, let's say I add black coffee. Okay. And I can choose large, glass, medium, whatever I want. Now these energies, this plus this is automatically going to be added under meal nutrient. So whatever you keep adding here, whatever you add here will automatically be added or subtracted from here. Okay. And here you can write any meal notes like add less oil in poha. Whatever you write here will be reflected for the client to read and understand under every meal note. Okay. Now this is one meal card. Why? Because this is one meal. I want to add another meal. So I can click on add meal. This plus button explains what it does. I can click on add meal and automatically this new meal is open. And let's say I write evening snacks, 4 p.m. is fine. Let me give some sandwich, chicken sandwich. And here, now there's a few interesting options for alternatives that we can do. Now, if you see this, or this gives me the option to give an alternative to this particular meal. So let me give another option for sandwich, say egg and mushroom sandwich. I can keep adding more alternatives to this as well. Alternatively, if I say that I want to give only one alternative for this and I'm good with it, I can give a full meals alternative as well. So for evening snack itself, if I say you can have grilled chicken and let's say egg and mushroom sandwich. Along with that, you can have green tea. Or for the entire alternative meal, of evening snack, there's an alternative that you can give. You can give, say, almond flour chilla and some kind of tea. Okay, so this becomes a full alternative to a meal that you can give, and this becomes an internal food alternative that you can give all of it. You have all these options. Now we look at the recipes. So you can add recipes by going into diets and clicking on this button seeing recipes. When you go here, you can click on add recipe, and here you can add all the details about the recipe in all these boxes that you see, and also you can add an image of the recipe. The benefit of adding a recipe is that when you add a food right here in the foods menu, when you add a food in your food library, and correspondingly when you create a diet where you will be prescribing foods to eat, you can automatically attach those recipes which have been linked to the foods. So for example, if I add a recipe here called poha, right, and in my recipes I have a recipe called poha, I can automatically attach the recipe for poha when I'm prescribing somebody to eat poha, when I'm creating a diet for them. To go to your calendar menu, just go to calendar on the left and click on this button. you'll be able to see your appointments on the calendar, and you can see them by day, by week or month, or even list view. To book a new appointment, you can click here, choose the name of the client for which you're booking the appointment, choose the dietitian assigned to this client, and choose the mode in which the appointment has to be done. For example, it's a video call, put the video link here and simply click on book. You can even click this to send a client reminder and choose a date or time on which the client would be reminded automatically. Click on book, and then if it's a past time, it will give you this notification. If it's a future time, it will be okay to book the appointment. So when you click on this, it will simply book the appointment, and when you click on this, you can either view the appointment details, you can approve it, meaning the appointment was done, reschedule it, delete it, or go to the client profile as well. If a link was added in the video session, you can simply click on this and it will take you to the link itself, and you can do your video session from there itself. You can even chat with any of your clients who are on the app. Just go to the client whose name is available here, meaning those who are added as clients, and you can click on the name and start typing, and whatever you want to type there, you can send them as a chat, and they'll be able to respond on their app, and you'll be able to get a notification right here when they respond. You can even go to recent chats, just like any other chat messaging services that you may be seeing, and you can have a look at how the chat looks. The client and you both can upload pictures here as well, and even exchange some information if you want to, for example, what meal they ate, etc. All of it will be safe and secure in the chat system. Prim gives you the option to manage all your leads from any of the sources that you get them from. So under marketing, if you click on leads, you'll be brought to the leads homepage. All your leads and their details can be recorded here. At Prim, we also provide you the option to create your own web page. Just go to settings, click on my web page, and here you can write your contact details, email, phone number, alternate number if required, and choose a unique web page handle. Now this is basically the kind of name you want your client to add when they're clicking on your web page. Add some theme here, so you can choose a header banner here as a picture, and like these page references are given, you can choose the differences, different colors that you so desire as per your brand coloring. You can choose any kind of coloring, and accordingly those sections will change. So this is the page color, so the entire, instead of white, the page would turn to this color, and instead of this primary color being purple, you can choose this to be any other color to match whatever your branding and your preferred coloring is. Make sure you click on update after that. The reason you do this is because when you copy web page link, this link can be opened up and your client can go to, say, this page, and it will be a completely branded landing page that you can attach on your Instagram bio or LinkedIn page, anywhere else where you're seeking some kind of references or some person seeking an interest in you. This becomes a very nice page for any lead to decipher whether they should speak to you or not. And the best part is, when any lead fills this form up, you automatically get the details of that client in your marketing module under leads. Now we come to PrimPal. Now PrimPal can be visible to you on many pages on Prim, including diets or clients as well. So just go to this floating icon with the PrimPal logo, click on that, a button opens up. You'll see 4 different types of tabs here: diet, recipe, foods, and exercise. Now what this does is exactly that mentions that's mentioned in each of the tabs. So under the diet tab, it will give you a complete diet plan for whatever profile you mention. For example, let's say female, aged 35, veg, with PCOD. Now, if we were to send this, it will simply draft a diet plan, a full day's diet plan for this particular profile. You can even make it more complex if you want to, or even less complex, whatever you want. But what it does is it gives you feedback on something that helps you think better, and if there's some back and forth that you can do with this, it will be very good. because it will give you within a few seconds a full-fledged answer. So if, for example, this is a dietetic meal, you can like it or dislike it also. Now you can even give it, while you're not changing a tab, stay on this tab and give it some more suggestions, like instead of this, can you give me that, and it'll just rework it and give you a fresh diet. If you go to the recipes tab, let's say I want a recipe for healthy poha, and I go to recipes tab and type this. Make sure you're not, if you're in the diet tab, ask diet creation related questions, but not recipe related. Under recipes, ask for the recipe for any particular food. Under foods, ask for any information about a food or a food ingredient. And under exercise, you can ask it to create exercise plans for any person or any requirement. So since we were under recipes and we clicked on, say, healthy poha, it created a full detailed recipe for a healthy poha. And it will give you this recipe in the format which is good enough for you to publish even on your website for a full blog. It tells you if there's any allergies, a description of what that dish is, full detailed list of the ingredients with measurements and the units, and then it'll tell you what the pre-preparation steps are. Then it'll tell you exactly what the preparation steps are as well. And at the bottom, it'll tell you how many servings was prepared and what's one serving size, and the nutritional value per servings as well, and nutritional value per 100 grams as well. So everything that you can possibly want to know about recipes, it will tell you right here itself. Under the foods tab, let's say, and see it's giving you important notes as well. Under the food tabs, let's say I want to know a little bit more about amaranth. I can just write amaranth under the foods tab and click send. It'll give me some basic information about what amaranth is. Here we go. So it tells you the group, it tells you the nutritional value per 100 grams as well, and some suggested measurement units. Okay. Now under exercise tab, if I go and I say yoga exercise plan for 65-year-old male with knee pain for weight loss. Whatever I write here, it will create an exercise plan exactly for that requirement. So since we wrote this, you can even ask for it, ask Prim-Pile to make a strength training plan or any cardio or any swimming related training program. It will basically create whatever you ask for it. So this also becomes a good value addition that you can give to your client. But since I asked for a yoga exercise plan for 65-year-old male with knee pain for weight loss, it will give me a gentle yoga exercise plan for this person, focusing on weight loss, improving flexibility, and reducing knee strain. There we go. Also tells you the name of the asana. And if you can see, it's nice and gentle, nothing too strenuous because it's for an aged person. So just giving 3 or 4 exercises. Also tells you how to do those. So it will give you a full 7-day plan just for this. Even though I didn't mention, it will by default give you like a 1-week plan, because that's something that they can keep doing over and over again. So basically this is what Prim-Pile does for you. Also, please note that Prim-Pile is available only to you, to not to your client. So this is a tool that is for your reference and your back and forth, and not something that your client can simply take a diet out of. You can share credentials with your client so that they can log on to their version of their app and see all the diets and the appointments that you scheduled for them, and everything related to their plan that you have given to them can be available on their app. Now, how do you show them with what is the app? So for that, you go to the client's detail page. Under clients, you click here, click on client detail page. When you're here on this page, click on copy app link. When you click on this button, it opens up and shows you 2 links. One is to the Google Play Store, one is to the iPhone or the Apple Store. So whichever mobile they have or whichever mobile they want to download the app in, they will simply go to this link or that link and be able to download the app. So you can copy this and send it to them. Once they have downloaded the app, you can go to show credentials to share, and here click on yes. Every time you click on show credentials to share and click on yes, their password is regenerated. This is important because if you want your client to not want to visit the app or have access to your diets anymore, just click on show credentials to share and click on yes again. Their password would be regenerated, and unless you copy and send them this password, they will not be able to log in. Okay, so they can either go to this web link which you can copy and send, or and put in their username and password, or they can go to the app and put in the username and password here itself in the app. So when you copy and send them the credentials, your client is able to go to the app, which will look something like this, just this portion. And once they log on here, they will see your brand's logo, your brand clinic. They'll see that whatever the day of the time is, accordingly there'll be a greeting, and they'll see whatever your rating on Prim is, the date and time, and this will mention their personal name. And whenever you give them a diet, they'll be able to see the diet like this, and they'll also be able to see how their meal compliance is going. So for example, this is very interesting. If they want to put in a note for breakfast and we ask them, did you have this meal? Right now they have an option of either saying yes or no. If they say yes, it's simply counted as completed, so there'll be a green button here. But if they say no, it'll ask you, did you skip this meal or have nothing? Then if they say yes, then it'll say, okay, you have skipped this meal. But if they say no, I actually had something else, like I had pizza and I had a Coke, then they can keep adding these, and then they can save the cheat meal, right? And they can edit it and they can save the cheat meal, and then accordingly you will get this. And the reason for the cheat meal could be, say, like a party, and then save the cheat meal. Now you have a very clear picture of, okay, they have had a cheat meal, or they've completed it, or there's some pending meal, or there's some skip meal, and for lunch, and so every meal you will have a very clear picture of how their meal plan is going. In the app, they'll also see the section which will allow them to rate you, so they can add a review, give you 5 stars, add how their experience is with you, and if they want, they can add some pictures to show before after as well. This will be available for them to give at any point. And if they've not filled any onboarding form, now the onboarding form was something that you can send to your client the minute you add a client. They can fill it here as well. Similarly, a health progress form is also something that you have the ability to customize and ask the client anything like if you on a weekly basis want the measurements of their BMI or their weight or any body measurements, you can ask them to fill it up here, and they'll be able to fill up all the health metrics that you want them to track for you. And they fill it, and that the answer that they give here will be available on that client's profile itself. And whatever current program they're on with you, they'll be able to see how many days are left, and it's valid till whatever date. All your programs that you've added in your programs category will be visible to your client in the app itself. And if they want to explore any plan here, they can even go and directly buy a program by scanning your personal QR code that will be uploaded in your settings in the dashboard. So they can directly make a payment here itself. Any payment that your client makes through this QR code is money that comes directly to you. Prim does not take any commission or any cut from this. It's 100% coming back to you, right? And the bottom of this, even the counseling, if there's any appointments that you've booked or any previous appointments, the client can see, it will be available on the appointments page. They can even go to their profile, check out details about their profile, make some changes if they want to make some changes about their profile, their info, whatever previous orders they've had, all the receipts that they've generated, meaning all the payments that they've made, everything will be available in their app itself. Here, under My Diet, they'll be able to see all the previous diets that you have prescribed for this client. For example, if you've prescribed a diet on 2nd January, 3rd January, 4th January, whatever it is, it will give them the entire diet. And they can even go to an alternative if you suggested them by swiping on the left and coming back to the primary meal if you've given this option. Now, it will also tell them the total nutrients for the day. It will give them the option to see if you've given them any important meal notes or any remarks for them to note. This is something that you can completely customize while giving a diet, but whatever you do in the diet's customization page will be available for the client to see. Okay. And under recipes, if you've added any recipes, your client will be able to see those recipes here as well. in a complete format, which is good to share for anybody. Health progress for meal compliance also shows you generally how the compliance score for that client is since the time they joined lifetime, or say in this year or this month, or if you choose a specific date range as well. And it also tells you basically what's the percentage of this person's meal compliance, so that when a client tells you that, well, I'm not getting any results, you have this data to fall back on, and you can tell them that, look, your compliance isn't actually very good. In the review list, you can also choose to show what all reviews you want your clients to read. So all your clients can read the reviews which have been submitted to you. They can actually click on this, the home page, and read the reviews that have been submitted for you. You can actually control what reviews they see and what reviews they don't. And you can even add some blogs from your settings itself, and that will be available for your clients to read. So this is basically what your client can do on the app, and they have some calorie calculators if they want to. They have some BMI calculators if they want to play around with this. They have some more data here, like contact us and all these terms and conditions that you can upload from your settings about your practice, and that will be available, like refund policy and all will be available for your client to read whatever you have uploaded in your settings, and they can sign out also from here. So everything will be available for your client on their side of the app.